So we hear it all the time, right? It's this catchphrase, generational wealth. But how do we actually build it? How do we actually try to achieve generational wealth? What does generational wealth even mean? We're going to talk about that in this video, guys, and it's not going to be a crazy video with a ton of stuff coming at you. I'm just going to speak to you like this, like we're hanging out in a coffee shop, and this is my 2 cents. I want to give you guys my backstory a little bit before we go into it as well. All right, and we're going to get into the different ways that I'm trying to build generational wealth. So first and foremost, I'm 33, going on 34. I'll be 34 in February. And in my 20s, I did not invest at all. One, I didn't have a lot of money to invest. Two, I just wasn't educated on investing. And I wasn't even trying to build generational wealth. I was just trying to survive, right? But during my late 20s, about 28, 29, something started changing. And I started seeing the power of investing over time. I started seeing the power of value investing in companies that are going to be here for the long term. And sometimes that's a basket of companies like an ETF, where you're not having exposure to just one asset, but it's multiple assets, kind of like the S&P 500 or the SPY. So with that being said, I really made it a focal point. So the one thing I did right out of the gates, and I think this is the first step for a lot of people. And listen, you may be already past this step. If you are, stick around because there's going to be more to come in terms of different ways you can build generational wealth. But it's number one for me was realizing that you want to build generational wealth and what comes with that. What comes with that is sacrifice. You have to make sacrifices somewhere. For me, it was educating myself every single day, every waking moment on investing, how to save money, how to start side hustles, how to generate income, how to generate multiple sources of income. The one thing about millionaires today, they have on average about 7 sources of income. So we're talking about generational wealth. You can't do it just through a job. You can't. You can't do it just through one source of income. You've got to have many sources of income. You've got to start a business. There's a couple different ways you can make money in this world. You could sell a product or you could provide a service. You need to look deep within, find out what you bring to the table. Everybody has a skill set. And the easiest way to think about this is what comes natural to you? What comes easy to you? What's something that you can do without a lot of thinking or a lot of, research or a lot of effort that you're just really good at? And then put a lot of research and effort into getting even better at it. For me, I was a sports broadcaster for 6-7 years. So when I finally started educating myself on investing, I said, well, I'm going to create some YouTube channels because that's what I'm good at. I'm not good at math and science, right? The thing that I'm good at is communicating. The thing that I'm good at is broadcasting. I can do that on this platform called YouTube, right? And get this message out to the masses. And I don't ever claim to have it all figured out. Like I said, I'm 33. I'm learning every single day. It's another thing. In order for you to achieve generational wealth, you need to be a lifelong learner. Find what you're good at, be a lifelong learner, and do that thing all the time. Do it often. But let's take it back because generally speaking here, investing's number one. You've got to invest, right? You've got to invest, and you've got to understand that most of your investments, in my opinion, should not be quick, short-term investments. It's not about timing the market so much as it's about time in the market. And a lot of my investments that are for the next few decades and beyond, those are long-term investments, right? Low-risk investments. So there's a lot of different investment options. Yes, I have crypto. Yes, I have stocks, ETFs, a little bit of exposure to real estate. Not a lot yet, but that's the next step. But wrapped up in to this investment pillar, right? You've got to be able to save money and you got to make more money. So saving, cultivating a habit of saving a portion of your income, and not just saving your income, but paying yourself first. And what does that mean? Paying yourself first means invest that money first. Before you go buy the new pair of shoes, before you book the flight to Cabo, pay yourself. If you're serious about it, you'll make these sacrifices. Now, while saving and investing are both very, very important, they're not the only factors in building generational wealth. There's a lot of different things here. It's crucial to educate yourself on financial literacy because they don't teach that in school. Understanding concepts like compound interest, taxation, debt management, these will empower you to have the tools in your toolbox to do what you need to do now so you can build the future you want in the future. You can build the future you want in the future. You know what I mean, right? Here's the other thing. Build a network of advisors. Build a network of people who are further along the road that you want to travel on, right? They're miles down that same road that you want to be on. Find out what they're doing. Pick their brain. Get their insights. Get their guidance. Seek out professionals in fields such as finance, real estate, entrepreneurship to enhance your financial mindset. This is a must. So educating yourself every single day so you're up to speed and it's constantly top of mind. This is huge. And I want to go back to building multiple sources of income because I think this is so very important. Diversifying your income sources is probably number one. Number one. A steady job, there's nothing wrong with that, especially when you're deciding if you want to become an entrepreneur, you want to start a business. Having that steady income is a must. But you've got to want more. You've got to separate yourself. A lot of people are just comfortable with having one source of income. Like you can't be comfortable. If you want to be a millionaire, if you want it all, you've got to go above and beyond. You've got to be a savage. You've got to want it. And how you do that is not being afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to fail. Start things. If they don't work, they don't work. Start something else until you find your niche. But again, focus on what you're good at. Focus on what you bring to the table. Everybody's good at something. Focus on what you're good at. Get really, really good at it. Keep learning, hone that craft, and do it. Take massive action. So I hope this helps. I know it was a little bit more macro and kind of all over the place, but I wanted it to be that way because I didn't want it to be like this super structured thing. I wanted to just kind of speak to you top of mind, and I hope this video finds you well. This is how you start building generational wealth. These key concepts that you heard in this video. And I encourage you to dial it back and listen to it again. Take some notes and start today. Don't start tomorrow. Start today. Appreciate you guys as always. We'll see you in the next video.